innocence, be fine.
Oh, Yamiadum.
Mo, Medase. Oma penny Kasai.
The Dicker, I mentioned charity for. I'm there for quite some time now, so I would see Siabontia. The wailings are Ghana for go through complaints in the kind of economic atmosphere you live under for quite some time now. It's quite obvious. And it's obvious there is a broken trust in the political establishment. Ghana for buying the amount for Abomabu economically near and various on various social media platforms and the people have been advocating the president and Kasanchira Ghana for. So we gave him an opportunity, say at least the away Ghana for Mekasana sabi on cancer papa Ghana ni akoma. Unfortunately, he seized the opportunity and he messed it up.
Oh
yes, because in some no kind were uninspiring, and the solution in Yama for a he never provided any. The usual political message nana all your campaign and all can you cut import. Yeah, your friends a debt portfolio near lessen by 2028. We are facing your friends a serious economic predicament at this time.
Portfolio no the better because you become proper.
Sure.
Because you see, no, you have to stabilize the economy, but project here myself by 2028.
Exactly.
And I have from by 55%. You know the have proper and
the church said the guy has lost touch with reality because you see, Ghana is teetering on the brink of a possible crash.
Yeah.
And that threat, threatening your political stability and your democracy. So as president, you act swiftly to amend your friend said that particular broken trust by communicating. But when of us are all clearly he was so rigid, looking our mobile who said all kind baby from baby as a crack all kind poem. Do our day I say a crowd all kind poem. So he was fixed. Eye on it and already go but you see, people were expecting him at least. Ngobe can assembia a bit to me turning the situation around. For instance, so where Adeba acquire drive everything in this particular town is about your friends at the city. City no from Kwame Nkrumah pension amount for tena kwan ho yes abochi dollar we amount for sesano. And no, it's not the main driver. So as a government, you come out with the strangest measures. Makacha said, this is your forest regime we are it requires a radical revolution. Because there are a lot of people in Ghana, they don't need dollars, but they have it. If you go to countries like South Africa, because dollar no you're prioritizing in such a way, say, local currency no put premium on it. Your first dollar never relevant only if you are traveling outside the country. So in the face of the challenges that you face, we are buying us up as I will solve the challenge. What you do is you make it dollar no handling of dollar in the pocket of an individual and it will be unattractive. And how do you do that? You do that in such a way, say you to me I various regulations about Ghana ha never na pricing in dollars. There are hotels in this particular country, Ghana, Omunji cities, they price in dollars. So Black Stars Echo Match, and I say we pay them in dollars. And there are several things we do in dollars. So I'm making it possible for a lot of people who don't need dollars and pocket it. So as I buy initiative that dollar will return to the bank, and it takes one step per and I making sure say ukra cedi, ukra dollar. Now on nam kroma won't mean find so you have no other option than to give it up. And Bank of Ghana and then your friend say other forest regulations. You can incorporate the forest even into the bank. Sabaya Ghana near obenya access to dollar now will only when the person is traveling outside this particular country. So won't to kind outside the country. No can of some other countries like US and other places. Obenya access to foreign currency. Who do airport? You show proof of travel. So who to kind that is answer away to me. But people who are living in Ghana, they are holding on to dollars. It's the same politician, now packing dollars in a boom them, and as a cost they are making money. So clearly said Nana Akufo-Addo on that particular CD dollar depreciation in Asefono, he never helped in his conversation, and he never proposed any measure because after the forest individuals now one take abuchi for what Canada. It is a Ghana for expectation of TV is not a cancer. Now it's just a rehash of those old your fancy statement don't make and in the face of that echo. And again, Ose speculation in as a forum na so WhatsApp messages are and another you see these things are just clearly just he doesn't know what he's about because speculating on those things everywhere it happens and you can't control. You see there are certain things that are outside the grips of government and you can't do it, but if you're able to build a resilient your friends are fundamentals. The speculations, whatever going on, may not negatively influence the depreciation of the city to that particular extent. The city is depreciating because the fundamentals are weak. There's absolutely nothing in this particular place. And we are talking about, your friend is saying, production and as for he's telling us yeah be lesson product your friend is saying importation and as for you see some of these things are medium term, long term. Because me say Ghana is teetering on a brink of a possible crash. We need immediate solution. Immediate solution is yes, be lesson importation because lesson importation, production must precede restriction on importation because planting for food and jobs, nothing has come on stream. So if you put restriction on rice today, it means that there's going to be a shortage and prices will go up. With common sense, you don't need to go to School of Economics to appreciate this. What I say? Yeah. Because production must precede. Yet here you need to but currency depreciation, you can't say me. Say your money, you take production serious. Go to China. If you go to China, one of their in their economic toolbox. How they are able to engineer their way, one of the key tools was our box room. A currency depreciation. Do you know why? Because China is a country much involved in your friends production at a large scale. So omo depreciate omo currency in such a way say what China na some person auto iPhone. Because of your depreciated currency, it's so expensive so you can't buy iPhone. So you are forced to buy Huawei, a Chinese based your friends company, and that particular thing will give them money. What I say? So Sankaya near na production and as for nka currency na depreciate nka yama because a bit me boost local production. A man for a motor iPhone and won't be into iPhone. What it means is nka Ghana your phone you are forced to buy Ghana phone. Rice ekosro and nasi dollar na you say you are forced to buy Ghana rice. But there is no Ghana rice, there is no Ghana pampers, there is nothing. Everything we are import. So you see, that's what I'm telling you, is a governance what we've got into we need innovative minds. Yes, retired brains, as I just say, you hear this particular brains at this time. Baby, governance has become a serious business. Yeah. And we need innovative mind, people who can just think about the alternative. Near flipper, we are Ghana for because baby, agents is here. And Ghana for expect to say, buying these certain measures, and certain drastic measures, for instance. Look at the size of government. Akufo-Addo wanted to inspire Ghanaians. You have ballooned the size of government and these individuals are draining the coffers of this particular country. We are in an emergency, economic emergency. As president, you are coming to address your people. You look them in the eyes and tell them, say, the size of my government has been so large to the stand, say, at this time, to share the pain, I am going to drastically cut down the size of my government by 50%. So 120, you cut it down to about 60, even 30. That particular commitment alone, you win the love of everybody across board. But he doesn't care much. He's talking about salary now funny part now also. And then those ad hoc corporations now like your friend is saying, call the Jubilee House, boys Facebook we pay them staffers. Go and look at the number, the last report I buy, and then the budget allocation to the Flagstaff House over 3 billion last way and then I buy the home. The country is sinking as we speak. Senka Abani to me making that particular commitment or cutting down the size of his government by and can nobody to me boy am I revenue because let me tell you an interesting statistics. Say World Bank a project to say by the end of 2022 December, Ghana your debt to your GDP every year 104.1%, which is more than 100%. Yeah. In the history of this particular country, because look at the dollar rate, that is where we are heading to. And listen to another interesting thing. 2022 year that way, taxes are for the first 6 months. A year tax revenue, which is half of 2022. Sika yajiji okroma 30 billion in tax revenue. Sika yade service debt in the same period 6 months. A year 26.1 billion Ghana cedis. Ebeka saying around 4 billion, which is around 87% of the entire tax revenue in the year. Taxes, sika editia, emolument and compensation stipends, the same period, no, 17 billion, which means salaries and sika yadejino chrome in the first 6 months as taxes, you know, couldn't pay 100,000 people, are more than less than 100,000 people. So that is the state of this particular country. Sikani nyina sikasi yadeko DC common fund. Sikano then kasi ye market for that somewhere around 10 billion. And koye
no many am Central MP.
Yes.
And a year pemuka.
Yes.
Last year so Caribbean came.
Yes.
This year they are share one city could
and you see other state corporations are sinking in a pool of debt. The last time when I came here, I told you, say, Cocoa Board, a car factory, because they are sitting on a huge debt, around 16 billion Ghana cedis. So what to say is ECG, at the IPP's car over about 12 billion.
Yeah.
And a car at the no. Then government at the contractors, and your friends are suppliers car around by 100 million. Then, and what you know, your friend is saying, Esla PLC, the Kobobusia, a Kadaso. Your friend is saying, Get Fund, a Kadaso. And to what be na president the case answer of Saki Akufo-Addo no I just say or negotiate IMF deal no we are it just say Akufo-Addo is never a serious person. Do you know why? Because with him IMF deal no there is no assurance IMF deal is going to go through, because the last statement the IMF, I read it from you can check from their website. You see the negotiation with Ghana is going well, but answer na deal will go through no as soon as feasible. They never use as soon as possible. As soon as feasible, people should go to IMF your friends website and go and read. Deal no or click or come on stream as soon as feasible. What it means IMF is never a charity organization. Before they give out their money, no, they have to do that debt sustainability analysis and ensure or risk and high so because Makacha Argentina has been chasing them for several years. Omonsan can deal. Zambia has been chasing them for more than 5 good years. So the president looking at the fundamentals of our country and in the sense that every day we are seeing no conform, and World Bank has projected by the end of this particular year, near debt to GDP about cross 100%. Oh, IMF no the negotiations, the actual things that the negotiations are not going well, and that's more from the fact that the fundamentals are weak. So if the president tells you Akufo-Addo should hang on until we are. It means that he's not serious. He's never ready to fix a problem. He's sitting on something, and the president doesn't want him to go. And I'm telling you, Parliament, I'm so much disappointed in Parliament as an institution, because I'm gonna drive here to where we are. Because when Akufo-Addo started showing the red signs, say he doesn't have what it takes to be president, you know, I think he take a bold step and impeach him from the beginning. Because you see, presidents elsewhere have resigned for far lesser reasons. I keep telling people this. Quite recently in the UK, who they see a party called Redeem Mini Budget. Then the Prime Minister went away. Theresa May, before her, the person that came resigned. They all resigned and went. You see, presidents have resigned for far lesser reasons. Even in the almighty America, I told you, there was a president, your friend said Nixon, on a Watergate scandal. No? Now our president and the vice president, at some point in the we now resign Kofi. Because the vice president, your friend is Prez Akufo-Addo. Now your friend is a senator for Maryland. Only vice president, man for call your investigation, who said Nebraska or committee a lot of tax atrocities in that for issue ni buy and in say, oh my people, I'm sorry, I resign. The whole vice president of the United States of America resigned and he went home. Less than 1 year. President na kasa Watergate scandal by a man resign Emma your friend Gerald Ford American president. He never contested ne life room no wanyana just be the president that, but the president, the vice president in the history of America. And for him they resign because Omufi say the source of power, political power, the kind of trust and confidence the citizen repose in you as an individual. Whenever that trust and confidence in a couple, you are only hanging on. And that is what we have. Akufo-Addo, the trust between him and the people, no, is gone. His reputation is damaged. He has nothing. He has no reason playing president at this point in time. The only option he has to resign and go in shame. Because why he has driven this particular country, we are under the bus and we are foolishly trekking into the ditch.
Okay.
And he must seize the occasion and resign and go in peace. Because he doesn't have what it takes. The magic wand, he doesn't have it. This is a guy, through his presentation, you could see clearly, say, he doesn't have a clue about what is going on. Because he also made another interesting way, say, Ghana now will be going to other places and sure, say, oil, we'll be buying from cheaper sources. Cheaper sources, because, and the oil countries, oil, form one unit, which is OPEC.
Yeah.
And they determine the prices. So cheap source, now, for free.
Ana ya woto ha se ka refani ya ye cruda
ha
anya ve ne yakopa chose obi ma ye cheaper eyi
to ha ye two oil wo krom ha say enti wo de no over export no export ko make sure say to has come on stream the able use on local consumption no yemfa matter no mo refine we ya use ya de and no we don't need dollar to do anything what I say and again omo this is a frabonte no dollar rate, I didn't think about it serious because it's something that virtually affects everybody. Because I was told say quite recently, the weekend way, drive an inmate nipa because of 2 cities.
2 cities.
Because of this whole price price fluctuation in your friends way. What's the president that kasa home? What's our tweet or home? And I saw a big crowd light post. That's what I'm telling you. The guy is not he's not a president because when he took the address, this